You know that physical tightening in your chest just before you hit send or make the ask? It's the sheer panic of anticipating a no, and it instantly freezes us in our tracks. We operate under this strange delusion that our very first try at something new has to be a flawless masterpiece. We expect polish and precision on day one. But the reality of starting is inherently clumsy. It involves bad drafts, awkward, messy pitches, and stumbling through the dark before you find the light switch. Because we demand that instant perfection, a simple rejection stops being a minor speed bump. It mutates into a massive, existential threat to our ego. This paralysis comes down to how we process fear. If we look at this acronym, it breaks down into false evidence appearing real. Our brains are incredibly effective at agonizing over a future event that hasn't actually happened yet. We spend our present energy stressing about a timeline node we might never even reach. That dread acts as an invisible fence, keeping us locked tightly inside our current comfort zones. We trick ourselves into thinking that avoiding the attempt keeps us safe. In reality, staying exactly where you are guarantees a quiet, slow decay of your potential. If the remote possibility of someone saying no scares you, the absolute certainty of staying permanently unchanged should terrify you. To break out of that trap, we have to drop the idea that rejection sits at the opposite end of the spectrum from success. It is a required transactional cost, the mandatory price you pay to access a highly upgraded version of yourself. Experiencing a no is empirical proof that you actually mustered the courage to try in the first place. Putting your work out there means stepping into visibility, and you cannot get chosen without first enduring the phase of being entirely overlooked. Every no functions as a mandatory checkpoint you must clear to continue toward mastery. Look at this diagram outlining what we call the algorithm of redirection. We start here at the attempt node, and almost immediately the arrow hits the hard barrier of rejection. But instead of stopping, we enter the readjust phase. We treat that failure purely as neutral data, using it to build a slightly adjusted trajectory that clears the obstacle. This leads to the rise phase. Your adjusted approach elevates your baseline capability, making you sharper and more prepared for the next attempt. You get rejected, you readjust, you rise. That sequence is literal redirection, pointing you steadily toward an optimized outcome. Each no acts as a filter, stripping away bad options and reducing variables until a yes remains as the only logical outcome in the system. By treating rejection as a rigid algorithm, you strip away the emotional sting. What used to be a paralyzing blow is now just a fresh set of actionable data. We spend so much time searching for a friction-free shortcut. We want a clean, straight line to our goals that bypasses rejection completely. But biological and psychological systems share a strict rule. Comfort is incapable of triggering adaptation. Muscles don't grow under zero resistance, and minds don't expand in perfect safety. Real transformation is a destructive, messy, reconstructive process. You cannot sculpt a finished piece cleanly on the very first flirtation. If you engineer your days to perfectly avoid the sting of rejection, you are actively guaranteeing a life without any meaningful transformation. It leaves you with a very clear choice. You can burn all your energy trying to dodge a no, or you can invest that exact same energy into the messy, unpolished process of showing up. The real victory is rarely the flawless final product. It is having the raw courage to submit your imperfect first draft to the world, knowing it will get marked up. Those markups are necessary. Every critique, every denial, and every closed door is actively sketching out a refined, much more capable version of who you are meant to become. Stop running from the word no. Delete your fear of failure by fully embracing the algorithm of redirection, and let every single rejection guide you exactly where you need to go.